a bomb shelter on the moon. This is the Sinanigans Podcast.
With Reverend Sin.
We can talk about masturbation all day.
Juan Pablo.
I'm not sure what that has to do with the weather.
Shania Twain.
Because turkeys don't really fly.
Rick Bear, the nature toy.
That little man needs to learn to wax on, wax off.
And Oliver Spleen.
I've been bullied long enough.
Now, here's your host, the Reverend J.A. Sin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. This is the first ever podcast. We will discuss a name coming up. But just to introduce myself and everyone that is here, I am the Reverend J.A. Sin. You can call me Sin. And with me, as always, is my choir of fire. All right, gents, first I want to talk about the weather. Does anybody know anything about Vikings?
So I think it snowed where they're from a lot.
Okay, it snowed.
I'm not sure what that has to do with the weather.
Well, it
Yeah,
doesn't have.
this needs to be a good segue.
What's up with the Vikings and the weather? They were always cold. They didn't have
That's
weather. They
why
just
I
had
went
cold.
with snow.
Juan Pablo, have you ever seen snow
Like a time or two.
on TV?
I was super busy, so I
Cocaine
didn't pay
doesn't
much
count
attention,
as
okay?
snow.
All right. Well, researchers and excavators in Sweden have found some Viking funeral garb. Guess what was on the front of it?
If I say penis, is somebody going to be offended?
I say metal.
Metal. Okay. Anybody else? Ollie?
I'm going to go with sword.
Okay.
Well, it has to do with the weather,
Sword.
guys. Is it a forecast?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have anything to do with the weather.
What? I thought... Never mind.
No. Nature Toy over here just started talking about the weather.
You brought the weather up, actually, initially. So I was trying to help you out.
Your mom brought up the
All
weather.
I'm saying is,
She really did yesterday.
I feel like Vikings didn't have weather choices. It was just always cold. And in Netflix specials, it was always raining.
That's
like
true.
Vikings never saw the sun. That's probably why they killed everybody. So I'm just saying.
They were angry and they wanted to. They weren't out to kill everybody. They were out to find nice weather.
Sure, let's go with that.
All right. So when these Viking remains were found, there were a couple articles with them, but what struck everyone's fancy was that the word Allah was written on traditional Viking funeral clothes, which I guess implies that there was some sort of Muslim influence with the Vikings.
So please allow this dissertation from me, since we're on the historical topic. So there was a missionary from Ireland to the Vikings whose name was Aidan. He ended up being quite famous. It was back when Constantinople was actually the capital of the Roman Empire. And at this point, he was like an ambassador or an emissary. So he became an ambassador for the Holy Roman Emperor to Iran, right, to Baghdad itself. And he almost married an Arab. So there was, and he was a Viking slave at first because he was captured and all this stuff. And roundabout, he ended up going back and took a lot of that Arabian influence with him.
Yeah, and I mean, this isn't the first time. Back in 2015, I think they found a couple of rings with Allah and Ali, and traditional Muslim stuff, with Vikings. So
Sure, and plus you have to also keep in mind that they would have sailed down that way and they would have just plundered things.
yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, it could be that during their raids they either took up Islamic beliefs like they did Christianity, or they just stole a bunch of shit and
Trophies,
made off with it. Yeah, exactly.
Well, also if you think about the word God, maybe wasn't coined until much later on. So Allah was a really general term for God, which is a word we use in America that's really ambiguous. So, I mean, that doesn't necessarily, I don't think, exactly prove that there is Muslim influence, although being, what do you call them? Were they sailors?
Mariners.
They're like friggin' pirates.
Yeah.
maybe it was a lot more about, I don't know, like
Taking a
them
bunch of-
knowing that they're not alone in the universe. So there was a big thing. Their religion's super weird, in the sense that there's a lot more mysticism there than a lot of
Odins
other.
and Thors and...
Yeah, and anyway, so there's that.
Yeah, I mean, we all know, especially from the TV show The Vikings, that Christianity did kind of become influential on several of the Viking cultures. I guess we just never thought that there would be some sort of influence of Islam. So that's cool. Moving on to America, guys, there is a pilot that is under some scrutiny in Yellville, Arkansas. What do you guys think he dropped from his plane during a festival?
Heroin.
Drugs.
That was gonna be my first choice.
Okay, you're all wrong.
Hold on. Manure.
No, not
Condoms.
as gross.
Where did you say it was from?
Arkansas.
A hog.
It is an animal.
Squirrels.
No, he did not. I mean, God.
That would be awesome.
A fleet.
How would
of
you
flying
have
squirrels.
like a dozen squirrels in like a small prop plane that you're just
Obviously
dropping
not-
on
you're
people?
obviously
He would
not
have
from here.
crashed
That's all I
long
know.
before he
I'm just saying this.
Squirrels.
Don't act like it's not happened before.
Right,
You
right,
know,
yeah.
let's not kid ourselves that somebody's not rolling around in a plane
Throwing squirrels.
throwing squirrels at people.
With a half dozen
I imagine
squirrels.
them being the little flying squirrels.
I mean,
from
yeah. I mean, in Arkansas, what else is there to do other than drop squirrels from your plane?
Normandy invasion with flying squirrels.
No drugs. So, Yellville, Arkansas, has an annual turkey trot, and a small engine pilot ended up dropping a bunch of turkeys from his airplane onto bystanders.
It's kind of ironic.
What is that thing that,
They were
that goes
living
across the
turkeys,
turkey's beak?
Yeah,
called?
they were living turkeys. They dropped from the plane and they began chasing spectators and festival goers.
I would
Yeah,
be
they
quite angry too if I was
How low
dropped
was
from a
this
plane.
plane that the turkey?
I mean, I've heard of
survived?
choking a chicken,
They-
but that might take that up a level, right? I mean, you just went pro.
You beat your turkey.
I think I would just be
Dropping
impressed
the turkey's the new one.
that you drop turkeys out of a plane and they're not all dead.
no,
like,
these were
Imagine what
very
people on the
alive
ground
turkeys.
thought.
Just
I'm just thinking
Because turkeys don't really fly.
these are like the Rambo turkeys that you don't get at Kroger. Like these are fighting for life. They're
Yeah, like-
surviving.
like,
Wearing
not
wearing
only
the
are
armor
these
that
turkeys-
Vikings found, right? The people found the Vikings in.
they're pissed off because they just got dropped out of a plane.
They're running around
Yeah.
chasing people yelling Allah.
they were
Viking turkeys.
Muslim. They were Muslim.
There is some
Muslim
definite
turkeys.
Viking
Muslim
turkeys.
influence with these turkeys because they didn't die when they fell from the plane.
But the problem is the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, doesn't know if this guy can be charged with anything because technically the birds are not classified as projectiles.
It's
No,
weird.
wait a minute.
Yeah, that's
That's
what-
bureaucracy.
So that is the big thing. The FAA does not know if they can charge him or not, because he was just throwing birds out and birds fly. They're not projectiles. He wasn't.
Let me say this, okay? I think this is a society problem. Why do you always gotta blame somebody? Why couldn't
Because
it just
he
be an
dropped
accident?
turkeys out of his
Be-
airplane.
because because a pilot threw a bunch of turkeys
Okay.
at people attending a festival.
Yeah,
But how
but
do you
worse
know he
things have
threw 'em?
happened. Worse, you get an awesome story to tell. Why does anybody gotta charge anybody?
I just feel like we should be regulating that.
Okay, but because these turkeys ended up chasing and quote unquote terrorizing the festival goers.
Okay, first
So in
problem.
words, you have-
If you are terrorized by a turkey, something's wrong.
There's
You
points
haven't lived in
missing.
the country long enough.
Okay, have you
Right.
ever been chased by a turkey?
There's points missing from whoever that was being chased. Man,
So, all right, so it's a marathon. So let's say there's a couple hundred people, like minimum, right?
Well, yeah. So
so
yeah.
a couple hundred people were terrorized by like what, 6 turkeys?
It doesn't say exactly how many. It just says several birds were
I
dropped.
feel like that's an important part of this equation.
And another thing, how do we know the turkeys weren't just completely scared, running for their lives?
Well, I mean, there definitely was some antagonizing. I mean, first of all, this guy did wrangle up several turkeys and put them in a plane. So they were already pretty pissed off.
Did anyone punch a turkey?
This news article here has a young boy attempting to shove a turkey off of a roof. You guys can see right there.
I didn't know what I was looking at.
Yeah,
but I could see that the whole time.
So apparently this young kid was up on some sort of roof, and a turkey landed on the roof and started to I guess try to eat him or something. Try to
That little man needs to learn
face
to
off.
wax on, wax off.
I guess my question is, why is the guy on the roof?
Well, I mean, so
there's a damn turkey up there.
He's up there watching the 72nd annual Turkey Trot Festival.
This feels like one of those Facebook stories where you get the last 20 seconds of the fight and you don't see what led up to it.
Absolutely.
Like, this sounds one-sided. The turkeys
Are you
have
trying
done
to say
nothing
that
wrong.
someone aggravated this man into dropping turkeys out of a plane?
Absolutely.
I mean, okay.
I've been bullied long enough.
It's a good thing you don't have your pilot's license there, Ollie.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You know.
Well, I mean, but this guy has been charged with animal cruelty, but they don't.
I'm for that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. He
Well,
has
I'm sorry. He didn't eat him.
no, but
Yeah,
it's-
but that's the
But
problem.
it's cruel. So okay,
You
so
can't throw turkeys from altitude,
okay, so-
y'all. I mean, come on.
according to this news article, he violated state laws against animal cruelty and animal abandonment. I don't know. I guess he just abandoned the turkeys out the plane.
From an airplane.
We let the turkeys into the wild, therefore they're abandoned.
I refuse to believe that there are laws against abusing animals in Arkansas.
Yeah. I mean, of all the places, like, there's nothing else to do in Arkansas other than just
Throw
I'm
the
just
turkeys out of
Get a
still
chuckle.
confused. I'm still confused here. The old-fashioned way of settling something, if you're mad at an event or a person, you fight them. You don't let turkeys loose on them from a plane.
Yeah, but
and he
the issue
fought them.
was the people had turkeys and he had an airplane.
And
Yes.
turkeys.
He just didn't have the guts to fight someone. There's the problem. They should charge him for that.
Well, okay, so what you're saying is instead of getting in his plane and dropping turkeys on festival goers, he should have just started fist fighting people.
He should have fist fought the one guy he was really mad at, which was probably like his father.
I don't
or
think it was
something.
one
He should have
person.
Just saying.
realized
I think
he wasn't that big an old boy, and
How
he
old
should have
was this
took his
guy?
whooping.
Does it say?
That's what
It
should
doesn't
happen.
say anything about this guy.
Oh, conveniently. Here's what I'm saying. Don't get sucked in by the mainstream media, okay?
Fake news.
Fake news.
So
Fake news.
Is this an Onion article?
no, it's not an onion.
Did you get this from the peoplespeak.com or something?
No, this
like,
is an
Huffington Post.
Associated Press article, so you know it's true.
So you
we
found
don't
that-
know it's
you
true.
found that
We're
on the
assuming
internet,
it's true
so-
right now because I still feel like that's not the whole story.
Okay, this isn't the National Enquirer. This is the Associated Press. So in good news, guys, when's the last time you guys found money in your pants?
Today, actually.
Yeah, I found a $1 bill today in my pants. I also found a guitar pick I did not know was there.
Nice. That's a good
How would
feeling.
you guys like to have found a winning lottery ticket worth $24 million?
So who did that happen to?
Be pretty dope.
So 68-year-old Jimmy Smith.
So does Jimmy Smith have an address listed?
Um,
And a
it
social
is
security
somewhere
number.
in New York. So good luck.
What about his social security number?
I don't.
It's too late. He's up on a roof throwing turkeys off right now.
I don't work for Experian, so I don't
Jimmy
have
Smith,
his.
$24
He,
million.
bought a
he
plane.
used the money to buy a plane, buy turkeys.
and turkey bomb the heck out of some people.
I mean,
Some
honestly,
Vikings.
how else would you spend $24 million?
Exactly. He won
I mean,
the-
that's a hell of a story.
Won the
I
lottery.
think $24 million, the first thing I would do is worrying about doing nothing for like a year.
Accurate.
$24 million. Okay, video games for a year.
Somewhere tropical.
I don't know.
Okay, but check this out. So, he bought the ticket more than a year ago from the New York lottery, and I guess it was coming up on an expiration. I don't know the expiration date of, unchecked lottery tickets. So it was coming up on the expiration, and he just happened to find it, and turns out, he won $24.1 million.
Here's my thing. You said he found it in his pants pocket, right?
It was a shirt pocket.
Okay. I was about to say he has not washed his pants in like a year. Without taking.
Not that bad. I think pants could go a year without washing.
I don't.
Depends on how
Yes,
sweaty you get.
some people never wash their jeans.
So that's the-
Depends on how sweaty you get.
And depends on how long you've washed or worn them.
Yeah.
It also depends on how okay you are with being nasty. I mean,
I still think at least.
I mean,
like,
so
once
I
every
Well, this
couple
is a man
weeks.
that buys and then forgets that he bought winning lottery tickets.
yeah. So I'm sure that he really didn't give a shit about
what if
this
he was
old
already
shirt
rich?
hanging in a closet.
And $24
That-
million
that
is a
actually-
Yeah,
small
Yeah.
loan.
yeah,
Okay.
and he has
Okay.
one pair of clothes that he
Now
wears
I'm
every
going
day
to
of
show
the
you
year.
a picture of this
and it
guy,
just
and
came
you
back
tell me
around.
if he's rich.
I
Never
can't
mind.
see.
He looks
I mean,
like
who
Phil
knows?
Robertson.
You know, I'm pretty sure I saw this in a movie
No,
one
he doesn't
time.
look like
He
Phil
almost
Robertson.
looks
There was a
homeless.
Slumdog Millionaire.
No,
So-
it had Lil Bow Wow in it.
Little Bow Wow.
Yeah, I mean, well, okay, so I knew some local band guys back in one of the places I lived, and there were a couple of them that would not wash their jeans because it kept the essence of the night on them.
Were they vampires?
No, they were in a punk band though.
I just
so that
feel
makes
like
that
sense.
makes
I
more
feel like
About
it's
the
nasty.
same. It's about
I
the
don't-
same. This was what, early 2000s?
But okay, so
So
like,
I wash my pants to get the essence of the night off them. Like I don't know
I mean,
what
yeah,
you're referring to when you say the essence of the night, but typically it smells a little bit like French fries if you wait long enough.
well, I
You
mean,
know, I
like
produced some Essence of the Night last night. I cleaned it up.
Jesus, with a tissue.
It's weird. Like no one wants to ask what that is because it's so weird. Like what it, I don't even want to know.
I think we all know. We just don't want to bring it up. What do you? I, mean,
I just think you need to start asking questions about what kind of friends you were hanging out
I
with.
feel like he's trying to talk about masturbating, and you all are too immature to speak about it.
Yeah, that's
masturbation-
where
well,
we've gone
look,
on the scale.
We can talk about
We're too
masturbation all
immature
day.
for that.
I have all day to talk about masturbation.
Like that scene from Family Guy where Lois picks up the
Masturbation's
blanket
one of those
and it
things that you
shatters.
kind of got to do rather than talk about.
Well, I mean, but do you? There are some people that don't believe you should masturbate. What do you say to them, Shania?
More for me.
Just twang it out.
Twang it on out.
Beat the turkey, guys.
Yeah, I say you work it out in your own time.
Also, not right here, right now.
Yeah, put it back.
Yeah, no, put it away.
Put it back,
we
please.
don't want to see that. Let's see. What do you guys think about the whole Harvey Weinstein thing? Is that overplayed, or are you guys just tired of talking about that shit, or
So, man,
so man?
that's exactly how I feel about it. Like, I'm done. I'm over it. Like, it's just over sensationalized, just like everything else in the news, other than turkey bombing people, which I think should maybe now become part of the Arkansas State Fair.
I mean, if
I still don't think that takes away that he's a piece of shit. But you
Yeah,
know,
I mean, what he
whatever.
did was pretty awful. I
Yeah.
particularly hate how it's being politicized.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, but I do think that it is a problem that has kind of plagued the movie industry for decades because back in the Harvey said himself in so many words that he was like I grew up in the industry around the time where that was just understood, like that kind of shit happened all the time, and now with everything being more accessible as far as information and stories and social media and shit like that, now it's easier to find out like, oh hey, so and so grabbed my ass the other day, and more people are exposed to it.
I'm sorry for that, by the way.
It's okay.
I grab Shania's ass all the time, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh Jesus.
Well,
He does.
I think that here's what I don't like
Makes my
about
essence come out.
these subjects. The only people that have opinions typically are people who are getting something from their opinion. Like who has an opinion that has nothing to gain from their opinion?
I probably do.
Because for years no one had a problem. Like you think that the film industry and people who invest money to make these movies and people who behind the scenes kind of accommodate people and make it all work, you think they had an opinion about it when it was convenient to not? I don't think they did. I don't think this is new information. And so, you see all these official letters about how this can't be tolerated and this and that. That's a new thing. And it makes certain people look innocent when they're really not. So yes, was what this man did wrong? Of course. But really, is he to blame all by himself, or an industry who kind of just set the proper atmosphere for these things to happen? Because it's not the first time.
No, it's not, and it's not going to be the last time either.
But now all of a sudden they care.
But now that the veil is pulled back on Harvey, that there's talks that he's not going to be the last. There are still going to be more and more Hollywood megastars and big show producers and directors that are going to go down with the ship too. And I think it's about time that we got rid of that shit, because that's not okay.
Well, it's like I just saw a rehashed article from Corey Feldman, of all people, and it was from a couple of years ago, where he was talking about being molested as a child star and his co-actors and all that. And they reprinted this article, and he had to come out and say, well, that wasn't Harvey Weinstein, but by the way, I know that those people that harm me are still in the industry. But he's not dropping names. How do you feel about that?
I think it further backs up the fact that what's good for business is to keep certain people in business, and that a film industry who knows that will just do whatever's politically correct as opposed to what's the right thing to do. So, I mean, it offends me when all these people have these new opinions about it based on new information, and that they expect that to change things, knowing that people at power, people who know what's been going on for so long, people that could have made a difference, people that could have stepped in and helped, people that have given money, people that have given jobs, these people are the ones who've not cared. And so really the punishment just goes to, take the Harvey guy. It goes
enabled, not the enabled.
Yeah, I mean, right. I think that's, and it's honestly, it's a society problem, because it's not just this one industry. Anyone who's ever had a job knows that happens because we're human.
Fair enough. In Cliffside Park, New Jersey, a student staged a walkout on Monday after a cell phone video appeared to show a New Jersey high school English teacher reprimanding 3 students for speaking Spanish, telling them to, quote, speak American.
Speak American.
Pretty much. Hey, so...
What's going on with that guy?
I guess he was fucking fired up about some shit, man. So the teacher says about U.S. soldiers, he said they're not fighting for your right to speak Spanish.
Wait, so what stance was the person that walked out taking?
Well, so I guess one of the students was a junior at the high school, and he moved to the U.S. from the Dominican Republic 3 years ago.
So he plays baseball?
Probably. So he's here on a baseball scholarship. And
it's weird. It's like, in defense of that guy, you're being racist. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Well, I mean, look,
it's not racist if it's true 100% of the time.
Jesus.
False.
We all know Shania's political views and how everybody should speak American, and
I like how
it's just the country music industry.
Hey,
what
are we saying speak American now? Is this a real thing?
I've heard it a couple times. Like, this is America, we speak American, but that's always kind of been a joke. No one has ever taken a serious stance like stop speaking Spanish, speak American.
I'm not sure.
So with it being a free country, all right. Yes, soldiers are absolutely defending their right to speak Spanish, right? Like, to me, it's ignorant to say because of someone's class or rank or whatever in society or whatever language they speak or where they're from. If they're an American citizen, that they are exactly who is being fought for. What I want to understand is why somebody who was not that person thinks they should go protest it, right? Like, I get it, you're trying to stand up for people's rights or whatever, but, like, we have so much in society today where people are looking to be the person who gets to create this new drama.
Well, did he leave school?
Well, okay, so
he skipped school to protest? Because I'm for that. I mean, skip school, man.
Yeah. So what happened? After...
I would skip school too. If someone told someone I never met before to speak American as opposed to Spanish, and I could miss a day of school by protesting, I'd protest the whole year.
So apparently,
until justice is served, at least.
Yeah. After this video surfaced on Snapchat, it was kind of shared around with the whole school. And so everyone kind of got pissed off and staged a walkout.
Or they skipped. See, we used to call that skipping, but this is a noble reason.
Yeah, it was just a senior skip day. No one...
Listen.
So
no
I think...
Juan Pablo.
Yeah, listen. We speak American in this country.
We speak American here,
yeah,
Juan.
I'm speaking American. I'm saying, like...
See.
See,
But I mean, so
Come with
Make some lemons, make
I
some
kinda-
lemonade out of it. That's what this guy's doing.
look, he's okay. I find issue with this article the same reason I find issue with the whole Colin Kaepernick, protesting in the NFL and things. Like, I served in the military, so a first person kind of point of view, I think that, look, if you want to protest a certain way, if you want to speak Spanish and just refuse to speak English, guess what? That's your right as someone who lives in America. This kid's only 16 years old, so I guess he's an American citizen, and if not, it doesn't matter because he's in the land of the free. So if he wants to speak Spanish with a bunch of his friends, and this New Jersey teacher is kind of pissed off because he can't understand what this kid's saying, that's his problem.
But it's also his right. Like, it is absolutely his right to have whatever feels he has about it too, though.
Right, but he's
Right.
a teacher and he should be professional to his students.
And he needs to be realizing he's on his job and that he's paid to be a certain way. And I get that too, but that's another thing. So we're talking about like all the hyper sensationalism and all of that. Like, I'm with the kid. If it's absolutely his right to speak Spanish, and he should be allowed to do that. But he should understand that other people are allowed to be offended by that. Just like Kaepernick, he should definitely be allowed to take a knee. But there are other people that don't agree with his views, and that's the beauty of this country. Like, that those two sides of the coin generally are what bring balance to democracy, right? So it's okay for that to be, if that makes sense. End rant, I guess.
Yeah, and in this situation, the other kids were just using their voice too. They have the right to
Right.
walk out and protest.
They most certainly do. As long as it's peaceful and within the confines of the rules set forth, then I think they should go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really just tired of the whole can you protest, can you not protest kind of thing, because it's like, look,
Peaceful protest is lawful.
yeah.
Right.
So long as you're not going out and looting and rioting, you can protest all you want to.
absolutely.
There are people. Every time I go to Washington D.C., there's always some sort of protest going on outside the White House. A range of subjects, a range of how many people are there or not there, shit written on signs and everything like that. That's their right to do that, and they're not violating any sort of right or law by just standing out there and letting their voices be heard.
But to me, it's like people are trying to find things to be offended by to protest.
Oh yeah, and
More
that's,
so in the
That's
past
cool. That's their
7
right.
months than they have
right. Yeah,
in
like
my entire existence.
yeah. I
like-
mean, I definitely think that it's becoming a trendy thing to go protest because that's what's cool now.
Guys, that's not new. I mean, come on, there
No,
were
it's
hippies.
not. It's
But
not
it's
But
new.
at the
just
same
now being
time, I think
glorified.
If
It was
it's
glorified
becoming
then,
trendy
too.
to give a shit about some things, that's cool too.
Yeah,
Sure.
I have no objection to any kind of
Because
protest.
at the same time, the past 3 generations have been accused of not caring.
yeah.
I
cool
used
with it.
to take the liberty as a free American to go home after lunch at school and never come back.
Was it because
And-
they wouldn't give you extra sloppy joes?
It's because it worked out good for me, and I would take a nap. That's why I did it. So.
Well, that's just because you're a little shithead.
Or I'm smart, and I just
It's
didn't.
because Juan Pablo couldn't speak English.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
be-
I
Some
don't
teacher yelled at me because I
understand
didn't
your
speak
shit,
American good enough, and so I went home and took a nap.
You just fucking
it's like that
laugh.
scene from Fury. This is American Tank. We speak American.
Jesus Christ. All right. Another news story. How do you guys feel about this? So, in Atlanta, there is a young boy named A.J. Burgess who was born a month too soon without a working kidney. So, he was on the donor list, but
Is
his
this the
father.
dad's parole thing I saw?
Yep. His
Oh my
dad skipped
gosh.
parole, and they didn't give his son a kidney. How the fuck is that a thing?
I'm confused.
That's some bullshit.
So they
I feel like
what-
mom and
so-
dad are about to own a hospital.
What are the order of events here?
So
Like, let's summarize this.
So child is born.
So child is born.
Child needs kidney.
His dad was released from prison, and he was about to go through the steps to donate his own kidney to save his kid. However, he returned to jail for violating his parole again for possession of a firearm or knife during the
There's
commission
a big
of
difference between those two things.
Yeah, I mean, they're not super detailed, but basically he had a weapon with the attempt to commit another felony.
Oh.
So he went back to jail, and they're not letting him be a donor to his kid.
See, now that's that bull crap. That baby didn't do nothing.
Right.
Did nothing. That child did nothing wrong.
I think the penal system should take both of the father's kidneys
Wait.
and just see what happens.
At first, I thought you were gonna say they should take his penal.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
feel like.
I mean, if he's not-
But
Penis,
see,
kidneys, it's the
A,
same thing.
a penal can't work in place of a kidney. It's not going to do anything.
Main man
You know,
just
I
wanted
just-
to say penal. That's
Yeah.
what just happened.
Yeah,
I just
basically.
watched a Rick and Morty episode.
Oh
where
my God, your IQ is so high, dude.
It is where they were in another dimension where there were aliens, and there was an alien that was dying, and they asked one of the humans to donate his penis because apparently alien hearts are in the shape of penises.
So did he do it though?
He was gonna do it, and then he didn't do it, and everyone hated him for it. So he tried to do it, and then they wouldn't let him.
So they need to give this little boy that kidney.
That's
And-
what I think. I mean, okay, so his dad's in jail.
At least you didn't say give this little boy that penis.
Oh.
Well, I mean, Jesus.
I mean,
This is
some
not the
stuff's just too
Catholic
much.
Church.
So I'm confused.
Pope roasted.
So it wasn't a hey, he can't get the kidney yet, or like a final, like a judge said you're not going to have this kidney.
Well,
I just don't understand who has the power to say that.
It sounds to me like you screwed up one too many times, Joe. Now your kid don't get no kidneys.
That's a lot like what it sounds like to me.
yeah, so
But is this the whole story?
Did they at least bump
Once
him
again.
up on like the actual donor list? Like I know, like his father can't donate, but did they like?
You know, I saw a movie about this one time with Denzel Washington.
I'm
That's great news.
trying to read this news
No one
article
gets
as
my
fast
movie
as I
reference.
can. So, you know, the dad was out on parole, and he was going through the steps to donate the kidney to his kid, but he violated his parole, and they sent him back to prison.
So
So
you're
I
gonna
guess
have to go through the steps again.
well, because he's in prison, are they going to let him?
Well, what if it's a safety thing for the kid? Like, what if there's with the diseases in prison?
That's probably more like what we're looking at.
I mean, I just feel like
That's why you go through the steps.
Right. But how do you go
But
through
it-
those steps in prison?
it sounds like the article's not saying they're not going through the steps again.
Well, if this dad really wants to give his kidney away, like, put yourself in freaking solitary confinement. Don't get no diseases.
Yeah,
I say if you want to give your kid a kidney, don't get a knife or a gun and try to commit a felony. But it's too late for that.
You don't know
So-
his situation.
Nailed it.
I'm pretty
That's,
sure you.
that's culture.
You don't know
I'm
his
pre-
life.
I mean,
culture.
okay,
No,
okay, was did he have a knife in the attempt to steal someone else's kidney for his kid?
yeah. See,
Because
that
that's
would
a
be
crime of passion.
Because I'm kind of okay. Well, no, not okay with it. But that
It's
would
it's
make
not
more
it's not
sense.
right, but
Right.
it's a crime of passion.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, I guess
There's just not enough details here for us to have a super strong opinion about
I
this.
feel like there's at least one person in prison that knows how to extract a kidney from a human body. And
Hard.
once it's out, might as well send it over to the hospital.
Probably, or maybe not.
Sell it on the black market.
I
You're just gonna
farted
flush
so
it
hard
down
my
the toilet
kidney
like a
fell out
prom
one
baby.
time.
so. Okay, so they're
Too
not
soon.
going to let him donate the kidney while he's in jail, but he is coming up for parole again in 3 to 4 months.
Wait a minute.
So
Wait a
January
minute.
of-
Months.
January 2018, it says they're going to be reevaluating his parole.
Wait a minute. So he's on parole, tries to commit another felony with a weapon, and now they're reevaluating him for parole.
That's what the
Yeah,
article says.
that's committing a felony with a deadly weapon.
There's just a part of me that wonders about this news article now more than I do the kidney.
Or the turkeys.
I saw it as clickbait on Facebook, so you know it has to be true.
Oh, right.
I feel like this was some type of movie one time, like Inception.
The hills
That's
have
not
eyes.
No,
what
meets
no.
Inception.
Maybe it was I Love Lucy.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that written
episode.
and directed by Quentin Tarantino?
Right.
It was the one movie that Michael Jackson directed.
It would
'Cause
have a little
I can
bit
make a
you
of-
news
know
art-
that song in it, Let the Bodies Hit the Floor?
Yeah, and I can make a news article about
Lady
that.
Gaga wrote that one.
That's
That
factual.
was good. That was good. It was her and Bruce Jenner.
Let's imagine
that
this.
You mean Caitlyn.
Whatever. It was he was Bruce still.
Braitlin.
Is anyone else bothered by the fact that Caitlyn is spelled with a C?
He has his own
Absolutely.
celebrity
I've
couple.
known people like that before, so it's kind of I'm bothered more about the whole penis removal thing. But I will say this,
Look, it's a free country.
Wait. What were you?
Take
what
your
was
dick
the
off.
first part about?
Caitlyn, the C. Well, okay, imagine this.
Well, it's supposed to be spelled with a C, but his entire family is K.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to match.
What is he trying to fit in with his kids? I don't think that was the point. He just felt like a
Trying to fit
Caitlyn
into
with a
his
C.
kids.
Jesus Christ.
Know what I mean?
Who pays on that date?
What date?
Caitlyn Jenner. Who pays on that date?
Okay, first of all, who's going out with Caitlyn Jenner?
Someone will. Like, trust me.
I
It's
think
gonna.
someone
Besides
has.
Ollie, I can't think of a person.
Look,
Yeah.
the one that's not an Olympic gold medal winner in a male category.
I mean, here's
Word.
here's my thing. I wish that he would go back into the Olympics so he can win a medal in both male and female categories.
I have so many things to say that will get me sued that I'm just not going to open my mouth.
That's okay. You're a fictional character.
That'd
Fair
be
enough.
weird. Because then it would totally be unfair. But then you'd have to let it happen again, so it wouldn't be novelty anymore. It would just be stupid.
Why are we assuming that we're existing in a reality where a 50 or 60-year-old man can compete in the Olympics?
Well, if he can cut his pee-pee off and turn into a woman, let's just
He
assume
didn't
he can
cut
do
it off.
multiple things.
He can do.
He
I
did
don't
not
think he
cut
can do
off.
a decathlon.
I'm sure
at this
there's.
point.
I'm sure there's a steroid for that. Like
Would you eat a box of Wheaties with a transsexual's face on it?
on the Wheaties or on the box.
Each individual weed.
Each individual Wheaties.
But the real
picture of
question, guys,
/
honestly,
Caitlyn Jenner on
the
it.
real question is, would you eat the Wheaties with the transsexual face while I have a firm grasp on your rear end?
Oh, in that case, yes.
I would.
I just.
I feel like that sold
So
it.
look, so
I'd
so
walk
long
out
as
of
you
school
pour
for that.
so long as you pour milk
I'd
all
throw.
over
I'd throw
my
a
body.
turkey off a roof for that. That's what I would do. But
Onto an
You know,
Viking
I'd
plate.
go to jail and not give my kid a kidney for that.
But in all seriousness,
Way too soon.
I think this is and not in a political way, not in a religious way, but just in a funny way because it is kind of funny with people now that you're not sure if you're dating someone who previously was a girl, previously was a guy. It doesn't matter. It's going to happen more and more.
They should be able
What
to sign
happens?
disclosures.
Well, what happens with the guy paying for the thing? Is that sexist now? Like, is that a bad thing? Is chivalry completely dead because of this?
I
Like,
think that's been out for a while.
has it though?
Look,
Yeah.
okay, my thing is if I'm on a date with Caitlyn Jenner, and I should be so lucky, I'm paying because A, Caitlyn wants to be treated like a woman, and B,
Well, see, but is that
it's
not
the-
sexist?
but it's the chivalry thing to do.
But do we know what sexuality Caitlyn is?
I think Caitlyn likes dick.
Are we sure though?
Yeah. I mean, I think she said that in multiple interviews.
This isn't like a South Park thing where you get a sex change to be a female so that you can date female.
Scissor other chicks. I don't know. I mean,
Jesus Christ.
I guess it's kind of just assumed that he felt like he was a she living in a he's body. He became a she, and she, I guess, was a gay man to begin with.
That's weird. Well,
know.
obviously, but I'm just saying. There's a reason this is
That's
the
confusing.
weird
It's
part
'cause
about
it's not
it.
natural.
I think
okay?
there's a new question that comes up. Who here would get a sex change to be a lesbian?
Nope.
But
Well,
you get to have lesbian sex.
Negative.
okay, let's think about this for a
It's
second.
weird. I think
There's
you just
nothing to
admitted
think
to that
about for
without
me.
admitting to it.
Okay, let's think about this for a second.
My name is Shania.
You've already
Yeah.
had the sex change. You just don't know it.
Yeah, he's pre-op right now. Okay, if there was money involved,
Just like
okay,
gigantic clitoris.
let's say Juan Pablo,
Yeah.
my dude,
Better known as the Big Gapper.
$12 million every year for the rest of your life, but you have to get a sex change.
Nope.
And you have to date women.
Hold on.
That's easy.
Hold the phone. I still get to date women, and I get
Yes.
$12 million
Yeah. See, that
a
was
year
the
for the
easy
rest
part.
of my life.
Yes.
But you can't dip your pee-pee in there, though, is the problem.
But I can do a lot of things with $12 million.
That's right.
Like
Including
reverse your sex change.
reverse your sex change.
Is that an
But
option?
then the money
No,
probably stops.
no. You have to remain a woman for the rest of your life, but you get $12 million a year, every year, and you can only date women.
No, I'm out.
I would be an extremely sassy bitch. Like, that's what would happen.
I think that buys enough crack to replace the sex.
I would be
myself.
a rich sassy bitch. Like that's what it would.
Yeah, queen.
12
Yes.
million a year.
Juanita Pablo is coming for all
Juanita
you lovely
Pablo
ladies.
with her pumpkin spice and Ugg boots.
Oh, pumpkin
Yeah.
spice
But
But here's the
vagina.
thing: you don't have to date.
What?
So why are you still defending this? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm just
It's
really.
$12 million.
There's not enough money in the world, y'all. There's just not.
Really?
No.
Come on, you're the nature toy.
What if I converted it
Right.
to yen?
I can play with my nature toy whenever I want to right now.
If I got the same brain up here
Yeah.
with a pair of boobs and $12 million,
You already got a pair
And a
of boobs.
I can
sweet new
still-
vagina.
and I can still date girls.
Yeah.
You just can't finish.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm sure
And
there
as a
there is-
beautiful Mexican woman, you have to become increasingly worried about tortillas.
I'm there. I'm already there.
All right.
Like where
Cool.
I'm not even.
Ollie,
It's like
what?
work, family, tortillas.
No. Ollie, you say
Health?
no.
Family
I
first.
personally, no. But I agree with Pablo's
You get your
decision.
priorities straight.
Okay.
I would marry
Okay.
him/her to have that $12 million.
Well, you can't because it's against the stipulations.
I
of
You're
feel
a
like-
gold digger is
Oh,
what
that's
you are.
true.
Yeah.
I feel like what
you're
you're
just
saying
looking for
is-
That's
a
worse
sugar
than be
mama.
a sex change lesbian.
So hold on a second.
I'm still trying to figure out if it's sexist or not that Caitlyn Jenner does not need to be outside of the kitchen. I'm just saying, like,
I mean,
Well,
you
there
got
was
the
that one
chains,
time she ran
bro.
over
You,
somebody's
you
shit in the
gotta,
middle of the
you gotta
road.
get in there.
You
Do
want
it.
it all
Let me
the
just make this
responsibilities of a
reference,
woman.
okay?
You
Let me
have
make
to-
this
You
reference.
have to have the responsibilities.
Caitlyn Jenner is the blade of sexuality
The blade.
because
Not me.
Wesley
Please.
Snipes
Wesley
is gonna be very
Snipes.
upset with you.
Wesley Snipes is a vampire who can get out during the day, and she has a girl part who is a dude.
I'm
So-
so
It's not like
confused.
she's
I
the
mean, I
only
see
one.
where you're going with that.
I don't.
But still, like
So the kitchen joke, it doesn't even apply, but
like
she's a woman.
Steven Tyler said it best when he said, "Dude looks like a lady."
I guess.
I agree.
Dude became a lady.
But yeah,
Wasn't that a
but
Barry
now
Manilow
dude
song?
is a lady.
I feel like you've upped your game there, good sir.
Okay. All right. So, Ollie,
Yes.
$50 million every year for the rest of your life.
This isn't fair.
I'm
I settled
okay.
for 12.
Every
Shania
privilege-
Twain needs the 50 mil back there, okay?
Okay, hang on. I'm just proving a point. Everybody has a price point. Everybody has a price point.
Well,
Well, now I feel like a cheap
No,
whore.
that's for this specific subject. No, there's
No?
not a price point
No.
on that.
Really?
$1 billion, no.
$100 billion every year for the rest of your life.
What's the difference between $1 billion and
I mean,
like
like-
$100 billion at this point?
Right, but honestly,
Right.
to
I
us
don't
common
know what
folk,
I'm.
there is no
I don't know what I'm
difference.
missing.
You
I don't
don't
know
have
what I'm
enough hours
missing
in the day.
already with the $1 billion, but I know exactly what I'd be missing if I had it. Right. I mean, it's part of who you are, right? It's part
Here's
of how
my
you were
loophole.
made. It's part of how you were created. Like all the fun jokes aside, like you were created individually and unique, and you were already a finished work of art, right?
You'd miss your dick too much.
But sure, but
Question.
really,
Hold on.
Here's my. Go ahead.
Question.
Sorry, Juan.
At
Nita.
which age do you have the surgery?
Right now.
Okay. Can
Okay.
I do it for a year?
Oh, that's different.
Now
for
that's
each of us.
different
Can I?
because
What, are
if
we
you ask a
going back in
50-year-old
time?
guy who's got 4 kids, hey, like
Like,
you're like,
like he's already ready to slice his dick up anyway.
it's all used up.
$50 million 1 year. Can I reverse that after a year and keep my $50 million?
I mean, I don't even think is that
No, you're gonna owe it in
reversible?
back taxes
I don't-
at that point.
I don't think that's reversible though.
I feel like anything's
Sure it
possible.
is.
Anything's possible when you got $50 million.
Exactly.
I guess, but you'd spend most of that
I
on
could
the
even set
surgery
my price
to
point at
become a dude
$75
again.
million and
After-
have a lot left over.
Like after
No,
taxes and everything.
You're not getting a sexual
so I need to
reversal
just kind of
surgery
know
for $5 million.
what's the next article.
The last article I have here for you, gentlemen, and Lady Sanaya.
Senorita.
So, Lincoln, Nebraska. A Nebraska man faces an assisted suicide charge
Is this like Dr. Kevorkian stuff?
in his Florida girlfriend's death. So, this is the touchy subject of assisted suicide.
What's the particulars? What happened?
So, this guy's girlfriend believed that she had stage 4 cancer.
Believed?
Yes.
Okay,
she
I'm
had
gonna keep
believed
that
that
word
she
in
had
mind.
stage 4 cancer and that she was going to
That's not something you just have faith in.
suffer.
I was about to say, like, I know I do. Like,
Yeah.
It has to be a thing.
So I guess this guy helped her kill herself. So she believed that she had cancer in her lymph nodes
God, I was
of her
hoping you were-
neck,
never mind.
armpit, and stomach.
Okay.
So she.
So she really believes
And
that she's dying.
And she also went to medical appointments for a year and a half.
To confirm that.
That's what she told her boyfriend.
Oh.
Her boyfriend never went
This
to any
bitch
of
is
these medical
cray.
appointments.
Well, he's a jerk.
He
you
said
don't
he
help
didn't
somebody
think
killed herself. Come on.
He knows what's up. She doesn't have no cancer.
so.
This
He's
just not good.
he said
You're
that she
speaking
didn't
American
have
real good right now.
he said that she didn't have a regular doctor, but had been seen and diagnosed and treated in emergency rooms.
What does it mean she didn't have a regular doctor, like a regular?
So
I guess
You
there
got
was
stage
Emergency
4
room's like,
cancer.
excuse me, I have
And
cancer. That's an emergency.
I'm sorry about all your other patients right now, but I think I have cancer.
so she's not going to regularly see an oncologist, and he doesn't
I
have
need
a red
attention.
flag about that.
Immediately.
That's my first red flag, right? Secondly, like you can't do that without knowing all the facts, right? Like, and he's been giving a version of a story that he has not taken the time to verify, right? And B, if she asking you to help her off herself, she probably cray anyway.
that's okay. That's what
Right.
I'm saying. So
Bitches be cray.
I guess for a year and a half,
Yes.
she had gone to several doctors, begging for a diagnosis of stage 4 cancer, and she didn't get the answer that she was looking for. She didn't get the diagnosis.
I bet she actually suffered from gastrofartitis.
Probably she just had really bad gas. I'm telling you,
She
this.
probably read that on WebMD.
Probably
Hard.
That's what
Or-
I fucking hate about WebMD.
Crazy bitch syndrome.
You get on there because you got a cough. Boom, you got stage 4 cancer, and no one will believe you.
It's really kind of interesting. She's trying to convince doctors of what's wrong with her.
Yeah.
Right. So
What's her degree in?
this
WebMD.
poor guy.
Art.
So this poor guy believed his girlfriend when she said that she had stage 4 cancer in her lymph nodes.
Did she like start shaving her head and stuff like that?
I don't even know what to say about. Like, I don't know that there's an opinion that makes any of this okay. Like,
Hey, here's
she just
a
faked-
side thought. Do you lose your pubes when you go through chemo?
I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably.
if you
It's
lose,
a really good
If
question.
you lose your eyebrows, I'm sure you lose your pubes.
Why are those?
Why are those
Connected.
mutually exclusive?
Well, because okay, think about it. So
Because
when you go-
your eyebrows are the exact same as your ball sack, guys. Come on. Everyone knows this, okay?
okay,
Everybody's
okay.
got just two little tiny patches. of
Yeah.
hair.
You mean you guys don't have eyebrows on your crotchal region?
Yeah, you know, I
Only
pluck
after I
mine and I
shave.
floss them. No, so okay,
No, you pick yours and floss with
my-
them.
my-
There's a difference.
my thinking behind this is that when guys go bald, they lose it on the top of their head, but they don't lose it in their eyebrows, or kind of anywhere else on their body. So to me, I'm thinking like the eyebrows are like holding on for dear life when you're going through like baldness.
They're the pubes of the face.
No, that's called
What?
a beard.
Yeah,
That's called.
Let's just say there's a
That's that
joke.
mustache over there on Juan Pablo.
There's a joke I
does
have,
have a greasy
running
mustache.
joke at home with my family. And when I see something I don't like, I say it's like the butt of the face. And my kid laughs every time. So carry on.
The butt of the face.
the butt
yeah,
of the face.
yeah.
Is that like a more polite way to call someone a butthead, or?
No, it's like this. It's like looking at something that looks terrible, and you go, that's like the butt of the face. It's like comparing something and trying to add a value to it that's really low.
So I've seen people
It's like
who
the
have
dick
that.
of the mouth.
You got it.
I've
got
seen
it.
people that have that chin though, the butt of the face.
Like the ball section.
No.
No, there's a difference.
Ball-chinians, yeah.
There's a difference between butt
What's
chin.
that
There's
and
a
ball
butt
chin.
chin.
Yeah,
There's
the
a
the
ball
butt
chin.
chin lines up. There's,
Travolta
there's
has a
an
butt
in-
chin?
There's an indention in the middle of your chin that
Science.
makes it look like a butt.
Like this.
Pulp Fiction.
No, see what makes this. Here's what makes the saying work. It doesn't make sense. So every time I say it's like the butt of the face, my daughter's like, Dad. After she laughs, that's not a real thing, just so you know.
She calls you on your bullshit.
And every time I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. And she thinks I didn't know that every time. And it's what makes kids cool, one. But two, just proving a point, that's exactly how these news articles came to be.
I think your daughter thinks you're mentally retarded.
Yeah. You're
So my kids
Maybe
just-
she's onto something here. Maybe I need to go to the doctor and convince him of this, huh?
I think I'm retarded.
So just to let you know, like, what kind of level we're on, like, my kids just watched this movie called Captain Underpants.
I used to read those books as
Those
a
books
kid.
for the
In
shit back in the
which-
day, by the way.
Yeah.
The villain of this movie is Pee-Pee Diarrhea von Poopy Pants.
Yes.
Right, so
It is comic gold.
Caleb has tripped in the kitchen and he hit his head on the table, so now he has dubbed our table von Poopy Pants. It is evidently the largest villain in my home. I just wanted to share that
It's
with
an
you.
evil being.
I
that
just
sits in
think
the
that
kitchen.
everyone goes through a phase where poop is more interesting than anything.
Poop is still
and
pretty interesting.
most guys stay there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
Dick. Like dick and fart jokes. Dick and fart jokes are running the nation right now. And I'm not saying that to attack Trump because he's a walking fart. I'm just saying that, you know,
I'm just working one out, boys. Don't worry about it.
You did work it out. You worked it all over that mic.
yeah, that's your dedicated mic from now on.
Shit, yeah.
You know,
not
you're making
powered
a
by
good
ghost
point
power.
with the
It's
fart
powered
and the
by-
dick jokes because I used to think stuff was way funnier than when I was younger. And there's a part of me that feels like I just got older and stuff became less funny. But there's also a part of me that just thinks when I heard a bunch of poop jokes, that's actually funnier than what I hear nowadays. Like,
Yeah,
I never enjoyed the poop joke.
you never enjoyed any poop jokes.
Dude,
No.
there's so
I
many
don't
different
understand.
kinds
Because
of
they're
poop, though.
popular, and Shania Twain does not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
popular things.
Something everybody should know is Shania Twain does not like anything popular
Or mainstream.
or
true.
mainstream
Or
at
trendy.
all. At all.
So we're saying
Other
that
than
poop
Snapchat.
jokes are mainstream.
Poop jokes have always been mainstream.
It's one of those horrendously annoying hipster things.
How are poop jokes not mainstream? Were you 8 at one point in your life?
No, I skipped that one.
Well, this makes sense. I mean, every guy.
He identified as 10 up until he was about
I'm
15.
not a very good judge or subject matter expert on this. I literally farted so hard I saw stars one time.
I think everybody's been there.
Remember that one time you
No.
farted at practice and it sounded like you hit a duck?
I'm 31.
Got a duck stuck in a car door is what happened. Man.
I'm 31, and when I
Got a
fart,
turkey stuck in a
I
plane
laugh
door.
still.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Who has time to laugh when they fart?
okay.
Are your farts that
Okay.
bad to where like your life is in danger and you can't laugh because there's no
my
time?
God!
No.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
Steven
so
Seagal needs to come
meaningless.
rescue you or something. Farts are
Steven
funny.
Seagal.
You guys
could
keep
save you.
forgetting. You guys keep forgetting old Shania over there could start a school bus.
She sucked
God
she sucked the chrome off my truck bumper, man. I'm telling you, man.
It's like
Lips.
I'll fall through a garden.
Lips
I
of an
just didn't
angel.
know what kind
I
of
figured
farts
I
I
don't
have
need-
in.
well,
This
that's
must
what
be
I'm
a
trying to
mainstream
get at.
reference because I don't get it.
That's
Oh
what I'm
my
trying to say.
God.
Suck
farting
starting a
and,
school
and
bus.
laughing. I don't understand. You say you don't have time to laugh when you fart. What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, what else are you doing
That's
other
what I'm
than
trying to
laughing when you
explain.
had
fart?
a
I am
traumatic experience.
Busy. How many times a day do you fart?
Oh my gosh, I fart so
Constantly.
much.
Several times a day at least.
I'll be in
Constantly.
and fart and act like I didn't just to see what they do.
Okay. Ultimate question here. Okay. For everybody that's in a relationship here, which I think is most of us, other than Shania can't get.
Well, Shania
his-
is in a
his shit
relationship.
I'm working on it. We
but
need to be
will
talking
not-
to Ollie over here.
Oh no!
admit
We'll,
to
we'll
it.
get to that in a minute, Mister. I avoid all relationship talks, but Ollie over here is not in a relationship. So guys,
Thank you for reminding me, Sim.
not you guys. Okay,
Thanks, Satan.
do
Probably
that's why
because it
I'm
looks
here.
like you have pubes on the top of your head.
So why?
It's not my fault. I have male pattern baldness at age 21.
Those eyebrows are hanging on. Though. I'm just saying.
Hereditary.
Yeah, they're
and
never
I hate
coming
it.
out.
I'm
I
pretty.
bet his sack hair's intact too.
he's gonna start pulling them off his sack. put 'em on his
Hashtag
head.
transplant.
Yep.
You'll know when I start doing it.
Okay.
Trust
Okay.
me.
So here's my question: why is it taboo to fart in front of your significant other?
Okay, so I have a good story about this.
Oh Jesus, this should be good.
So my
This
wife,
ends in divorce.
we'll call her Fagin, and myself. Used
Thinking,
to
She's begging amazing.
In bed she is.
we used to like frequent the Subway, right? And Subway has these like curved wooden benches, right? And we had been going out for maybe 3 months. And I'm in there, and I feel one on deck that's, this stuff is like earth-shattering, might just choke a donkey, like big fart on deck. And I farted, and it sounded like I broke the bench, boys. And all 5 foot of fury came straight across that table, swatting me in the face and just embarrassed and screaming. So ever since then, I just, anytime I need to make sure she understands who the boss is, I just fart really hard.
I do it constantly. So I mean, my chick and I will have battles over like who can rip it the best.
Rip it.
I could win.
Rip
that
it
one.
good.
Rip it real good.
I mean, like, okay, so I'm a morning farter. I don't know what it is, but as soon as I wake up, it is just fucking Rip City, man.
I think I'm pretty steady. Like it's an all day event for me. I wake up with farts.
It has to do with the amount of Taco Bell you consume, too.
I go throughout my day.
You do
with
eat a
farts.
lot of Taco Bell for I mean,
Those
you
chili
are
and cheese
Hispanic.
burritos.
But I mean, I felt like Hispanics didn't like Taco Bell. It's just
Let's just say that, when your option's Taco Bell or McDonald's,
You're going to have to go Taco Bell.
think
yeah.
outside the bun.
Sure.
yeah, I mean, who still eats McDonald's? Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
I ate McDonald's
Let's talk
today.
Oh my gosh, Shania Twain.
Okay, no.
Oh,
no.
but McDonald's is
Here's
mainstream. How do you eat there?
Here's out.
Not anymore.
Apparently not anymore.
Oh,
Have we
Jesus.
had their chicken strips yet?
They're pretty good. I had some
they
today.
are very
Have you had the
good.
new signature sauce?
No.
We're on a tangent here with the 2 fattest men in the room.
We are.
It,
I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
it's shit. It's pretty bad.
Oh, really?
So I've had this,
It tasted like pickles. I will say that
It tasted none like pickles.
Shania Twain gave me a tender, and I mean that in the most respectful
Yeah.
way.
Right in the mouth. Give him a
But
tender
Tender.
right in the mouth.
In and around the mouth.
on
it was
Tinder.
And it was
better without
cold.
the sauce.
They're best in honey mustard.
Okay, are
Honey
they
mustard's-
better than Hardee's chicken strips? Because to
Negative.
me,
I
Hardee's
haven't
chicken
had a
strips
Hardee's
are
chicken
my
strip since I was
shit.
like 4.
Wendy's has chicken strips now.
You ate chicken strips when you were 4?
Who didn't eat chicken
Who
strips when they
didn't?
were 4?
I guess
What were you eating it for?
Okay,
Mac
so
and
my
cheese.
Filet mignon?
so my mom is a fucking evil woman, and she was on a
Wow.
super healthy kick for years. I was forced to eat like fake ribs, like soy ribs.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
do you get a
first
soy
time-
rib from?
fir-
I don't
first
even know
time-
where they grow soys.
The soy store.
What kind of soy farm?
How you spell soy rib?
Well, that's my thing. Like, the first time she fucking tricked me with the fake ribs was I was about like 10 or 11 years old. We came in and I was like, "Hey, what's for dinner?" And she was like, "Oh, we're having ribs." That is what she said, and she left it at that.
Like,
and
hell yeah, dude.
She put barbecue sauce on it, and it looked kind of like a rib. And so I bite into this thing, and it's just mush.
I have never punched a woman before. I'd like to give that disclaimer, but I will hit somebody in the face.
Yeah, like
With that plate of
like-
ribs.
With
I-
Pablo's face.
I
Whoa.
was never so pissed off in my life than when she fucking tripped me with the soy rib. And I just don't, I will never understand why a mother would do that to her children.
You were probably the same kid that got those bullshit cauliflower mashed potatoes.
Yes.
You're that one kid that all those everyday woman articles were about.
Yeah.
I've tried
She-
cauliflower and potatoes. Not good.
So
okay.
Can we
speaking,
ask the question that, well, I guess it would make sense that Shania reads everyday woman articles, but
so speaking of everyday woman articles, I'm standing there in line at the grocery store, and I get so mad.
Oh, Jesus.
You see these articles, 101 Ways to Please Your Man by some woman, right? And there ain't no 101 ways to make me happy, boys. I need a sandwich, I need some booty, and we're good to go.
I feel like we can all agree on that.
sure.
I don't know. I don't want to be guilty, so I'm just
Oh,
gonna say
Jesus.
meh.
Juan Pablo.
Show
pleads the
Bob's and
fifth.
Vagine.
Here you show Bob and Virginia.
Yes, show your bobs, please. Open up
Open
your
bobs.
bobs. Open up your bobs.
My eyebrows? No, they're busy down there.
They're busy chasing the turkeys that got through
like
from the
what,
plane.
okay, what is the craziest shit? Okay, none of you are gonna lie to me right now and say that you have never looked at porn.
I think everyone's looked at porn once.
Okay.
Sure.
What
True
about
stories.
like porn chat rooms, like webcams and stuff?
What?
No.
I'm
Negatory.
pretty sure
No.
that's the stop right before jail, like on the child pornography line.
Hey, it's Chris Hansen here with Dateline.
I'm talking. Shit.
This is To Catch a Predator.
This whole podcast was a
Sin,
setup to
you're
get me
going
arrested.
To jail.
No,
you
no.
have failed this city.
A porn chat room?
Okay, no, not like a
Like a
chat
Omegle?
room, but like like video chat, like webcam models.
Words
Like-
are coming out of your mouth, but I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay. So let me bring you into the realm.
So
here,
just
Juan.
the actual question I think first is, what's the weirdest crap you've ever looked at? Because everybody was 12 and watched somebody bang a horse at least once. Okay.
That's not true. I promise.
What is
that
the
never crossed
what is
my
the,
mind.
Yeah, what is the weirdest thing that you have ever seen?
12 years old.
Like while looking at porn, whether it's
real
people misspelling
effed up.
words or you
But
know,
how do you misspell your way to, hey, let's go look at a horse being fornicated, if that's a verb.
okay, they try to speak English, but their spelling is terrible. So it always comes out to open your bobs, can I see your vagine?
And now that it's
And
turned
now
into
it's been
a
translated
meme.
into what's called
Change.
a meme.
Yes.
I think
A
everybody
meme
who's
is something
listening.
that's funny.
Listen, everybody who's
culture.
listening to this podcast, I would hope knows what a meme is.
I'm talking to those two on the couch.
I don't know. I think they might know what a meme is.
I have a fair amount of gray hair, so thank you for that explanation, young man.
Rick Bear is the oldest man here. He's like 50,
150.
150.
I thought you said
50,
50, 100. I was like, that's
No, it's
okay.
50, 150.
In cat
He's
years.
50, 150. He's on a different scale.
50, 150.
In
Your mama liked it last night, though, boy.
Jesus Christ.
My leg.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this.
That was such a range of emotion in that
Yes,
hour.
it was. Good God. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Check us out next time, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you very much.